everybody? Happy Thursday. Damn, the week is finally almost up. Another week almost down. This week went up pretty quick. Um, Today's episode of GH is pretty good. Um, Annoying certain parts. So let me get into this. Like I said yesterday, Oscar, he gets props from me. Oscar gets big props from me. If you can stand, if you're a kid and you can stand up to Sonny Corinthos, granted he didn't know who he was, but you still stood up to him, you get props from me. Like seriously, he gets mad respect from me for that. You know what I mean? And he did do the right thing. You got some random dude that you don't know coming up to Jocelyn telling her, "Come on, we need to go talk," and she telling you no, she not going. Hell yeah, you should stand up for her. Hell yeah. Because, he could be a pedophile, he could be whatever. Like, you don't know what he is. He could be Jeffrey Dahmer for what you know. Like, seriously, for those of you who don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, Google it. I'm serious. Google it. Um, Trust me, it's quite an interesting read. Um, anyway, so yeah, Sonny told Jocelyn that he talked to some people and he got the deportation lifted on Jax, so now Jax could come back to the States whenever he wants. I figured that's what Sonny was planning on doing anyway. But it's good that he did that. Jocelyn was grateful, but she was still pissed at Sonny for having him deported anyway. And in my opinion, Jocelyn, she has a right to her anger. She has a right to that. But Sonny has to make it right with her. So, maybe he can. Now I heard rumors. I heard some rumors, and I don't know. Sonny might have another child. I don't know. I mean, from what we know, Oscar don't know who his father is. Basically, it was like a one night stand or whatever between his mother and some dude. And I heard rumors Sonny might be his daddy. There's some rumors out there that Sonny might be his father. They said Valentine might be his father and Julian could be his father. I wouldn't care if Valentine was his father, but Julian and Sonny got enough kids. They don't need no more. They got enough children. Sonny definitely don't need no more. Um, but if Oscar was Sonny's son, it definitely would create more drama, especially between Carly, Jocelyn, Jax. It would create more drama. Think about it. Jocelyn would be dating her stepbrother, and you already know Jax ain't gonna be cool with that. Jocelyn dating a Corinthos? Hell no. Jax would flip his lid, and Carly already on some shit. So it would definitely create some drama. So Oscar and Jocelyn were walking and talking after Sonny left or whatever, and she was saying how she wouldn't want to visit her father in Abu Dhabi. I have to disagree with Jocelyn on that. She crazy as hell. I would love to go to Abu Dhabi. Those places are fucking beautiful, man. Abu Dhabi, fucking Bora Bora. Those are dream trips. I don't know what she's smoking, but I'm an international person. Like I like to fly international. I always wanted to go out of the country. Um, but shit, I seen pictures of Bora Bora and stuff like that in Abu Dhabi. This shit is beautiful, man. It is so nice. That's like my dream trips that I would love to take. But anyway, so Michael was, at the Metro Court trying to take Nell out to lunch. They bumped into Carly. Carly, of course, trying to play it cool because Bobby told her, like, don't tip your hand or whatever. You got to play it cool for right now. Don't be so hostile towards Nell or you're going to blow the cover because they trying to get Felicia to investigate Nell. Um, so Michael invited Carly to lunch with them, and Carly was like, nah, she got something else she got to do. So they go to the floating rib, and Felicia was there talking with Bobby because Felicia wants to make sure Bobby is sure about going through with this investigation into Nell. Felicia's kind of a little apprehensive about doing it or whatever because she don't want Bobby to ruin her relationship with Michael. And she told, that's when Michael and Nell walked in and she told Bobby to think about it. So Michael and Nell just sit down or whatever. Nell, she wants to leave. I agree with Michael. You can't run and hide every time you see his family members. And they obviously disapprove of your relationship. You can't tuck and run every time, they come around. You got to live your life. Shit, whether they like it or not. You know, they don't have to accept y'all being together, but they do have to respect Michael's choices and his privacy. They don't have to accept it, they don't have to like it, but they have to respect it. At the end of the day, he's grown, he's an adult. So Nell goes to the bathroom. Michael talks to Bobby or whatever, and Bobby explains to him why she doesn't like him being with her. And Michael respectfully told her, like, this is my life. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know, y'all have to respect that. So, you know, Bobby called Felicia and basically told Felicia move ahead with the investigation. So Felicia figures that she should go to Florida or whatever, where Nell was born and stuff like that, because that's where you're gonna get the real dirt. So some shit is about to pop off. Watching Michael and Nell is like watching paint dry. I'm sorry, this shit is boring. I can't stand watching the two of them together. They just look related to me. Like, even though they're not blood related, they just look like they could be cousins, brother, sister, whatever. This just looks like some sister wife shit. And I ain't with this. Like, there's some shit that could get you on Jerry Springer. I'm just saying. Like, they need to break them up. Um, so fucking Lucy Cole goes over to Scott Baldwin's hotel room to tell him the bad news. His father, Lee Baldwin, has passed away. His daughter Serena, she was there with Lee when he passed away, and she was there comforting his widow, Gail. Um, Scott took it hard. You know, Scott took it pretty hard when he found out Lee died because he feels like he never really made amends with Lee because you know they had their various arguments over the years, and he feels like he was always such a disappointment to Lee. And you know, Lucy was trying to comfort him and tell him you were not a disappointment to your father, but he feels like he was. I feel like he feels that way because he never really had closure with Lee. And Lee just died and he never really talked to Lee about the shit that happened over the years. Because he always felt like Lee was disappointed in him because he didn't make his marriage with Laura work. And, you know, I felt like that was out of Scott's control. There was nothing Scott could do to save that marriage back in the day. Laura was in love with Luke. She wasn't really in love with Scott. She loved Scott, but she wasn't in love with Scott. She was in love with Luke. So she was going to leave Scott anyway. He could beg, he could plead, he could send her a dozen roses. That marriage was never going to work. So it was nothing he could do about it. But he felt like his father was disappointed in him for that reason too, and because of his life, you know, the life choices Scott made. He always felt like his father just never approved. Lee Baldwin was a difficult person. You know, I seen clips about Lee from back in the day and stuff like that. Lee was, you know, a hard ass, especially when it came to Scott. But I believe deep down Lee never held a grudge against Scott. Lee reminds me a lot of Asa Buchanan. Asa, if you watch One Life to Live, Asa, he never was cool with Bo being a police commissioner. He wasn't okay with that. He always wanted his kids to be a part of Buchanan Enterprises because he built that company for family. He always wanted that. So he was a hard ass on Bo. You know, he always act like he disapproved of Bo's, you know, life and stuff like that, you know, the choices he made as far as his career, which he did. You know, he didn't always accept it, but he respected it. You know, he respected Bo being a cop. He didn't like it because, like I said, he wanted Bo to be in the business. He wanted him and Clint to run the company together. But deep down, Bo knew Asa loved him. And Asa, you know, he was just a hard guy to please. You know what I'm saying? But he did love Bo. He loved Clint. He loved all his kids. You know what I mean? He just wished that they took the path he wanted them to take. But I do believe he respect Bo for carving out his own path in life. And I think Lee feels the same way about Scott. You know, Lee respects Scott. You know, he respects his choices. He didn't like it. He didn't approve. I mean, shit, if you think about it, all of our parents wanted us to be something they wanted us to be, but we all turned out different. We all carved our own path in life. You know, your parent might have been disappointed in that, but that don't mean they loved you any less. That don't mean they hated you. Some parents may still hold a grudge. You know, some of them do, but that don't mean they love you any less. You know, they just wish you would have did what the fuck they wanted you to do. But at the end of the day, they respect your decision and they know that it's your life to live. You can't live it the way they want you to live it. You got to live it how you want to live it. You know what I'm saying? And Scott lived his life the way he felt like he wanted to live it. And Lee, I'm sure, respected that. So Scott shouldn't beat himself up over it. You know what I'm saying? But I think he feels a lot of guilt because he wasn't really around his dad for the last few years of his life. You know, they didn't really get that closure, and that type of shit right there, it could eat you up. It will eat you up. But I'm glad Lucy was there, to be there to comfort him. And I love the flashback scenes between him and Lee. So he gets a knock at the door. Lucy opens the door, and it's Serena Baldwin. She's back on the show, to celebrate, the life of her grandfather. Scott was, surprised to see Serena. It's good to see Serena. It really is. It's been a long time. Hopefully she sticks around for a while and break up Michael and Nell. I'm just saying. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, Amy is getting on my fucking nerves. I'm sorry, but Amy is annoying the shit out of me. Like with this man Lander shit. She's getting on my nerves. I like the concept of the storyline. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a fresh storyline. It's a good concept. But I'm not invested in the characters in this storyline. I'm invested in the storyline. I'm just not invested in the characters because Amy just comes off annoying and rude. Like Nathan was sitting at the floating rib talking with Felicia, and basically Felicia was, worried about him or whatever like that. They were talking about Maxie. And Felicia felt like her and Max should keep an eye on Nathan because Maxie feels like Nathan's not being honest with her about something. That's when he gets the call from Amy. So he goes over to the hospital. She hands him the proofs from the photo shoot. And she wants him to do an interview for Man Landers. Nathan told her he's not going to do it because one interview leads to a bunch of interviews. And he's a cop. Like, this is a conflict of interest for his job. He can't be a cop and be a gossip column. Well, not gossip, but like an advice columnist or whatever. He can't do that and be a cop. He can't. It's a conflict. Um, and Amy trying to, get that guilt trip on him or whatever like that for him to do the interview. I just feel like this is dumb. Like, then she asking him, oh, how long, how often do you have sex? Like, how's your sex life? You don't ask a married person that question, especially when you're single and you're not that man's wife. You don't ask that question. With him and Maxie, how long, how many times they do it a week, that's not your business. That's a personal question, and it's rude to ask that. She even tried to ask Bobby that. Talking about when Bobby was married, how often did you and your husband, have sex? Even Bobby told her, we're not on that level. Like, we're not friends like that. We're okay, we're cool, but that's not your business. I'm like, exactly. Why do you ask somebody, a married person, who asks somebody that type of question? You don't ask a married person how often they have relations. That shit is rude. It's rude and it's invasive of their privacy. It's none of your business. Like, shit, mind yours. How's your sex life? Obviously, it's non-existent. If you got to ask somebody about their sex life, shit, mind your business. What the hell wrong with her? This is why I don't like Amy. She just comes off as just annoying. I just can't wait for Maxie to come back. Like, cause I'm just getting sick of Amy. Like, I try to like her and give her a shot, but she just annoys the shit out of me. Like, seriously, why don't you be the face of your own brand? Seriously. Like, I get it that she feels like she's not worthy or whatever, or she looks a certain way. I mean, she's not an ugly woman. I mean, yeah, she big boned or whatever, but so what? Yeah, you a little plus size, and shit, you still cute. Amy's a good looking woman. Shit, be the face of your own brand. Um. So anyway, Sonny went to go see Carly, and he told her about Jack's ban being lifted or whatever. They start talking about Michael and Nell. Then he start telling her about Oscar. Here go Carly. Now she don't want Jocelyn around Oscar because she feel like Oscar pressured Jocelyn into drinking, which is not true. He did not pressure her into doing anything. Me personally, I feel like Oscar's the best thing for Jocelyn because she's opening up to him. He's somebody she can confide in. She's talking to him in a way she can't talk to her mother. She can't talk to Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's unloading all of her issues onto him, and it's like therapy for her to have somebody to be there and just listen. You know what I'm saying? She can't really talk to Michael because Michael is a biased person. You know, it's easy for her to talk to Oscar because he doesn't have a personal tie to this situation. So it's easy. I feel like Carly just now she wants to jump in and stop Jocelyn from being with Oscar. I feel like Carly need to get a life. You have a husband, you have a business to run. Olivia's out on her honeymoon, meaning you have 100% control of the Metro Court until Olivia comes back. Focus on your damn business. Like, stop focusing on breaking your kids up with their significant others just because you disapprove. Get you a life. Let your kids do them. She hasn't even met Oscar, and already she's writing him off. Already ready to get up in their business. Like, how about you have a dinner with him? You know, you invite him over for a family dinner. You, Sonny, Jocelyn, and Oscar all sit down at the house for dinner, and you talk to him. You get to know him. Hell, even Sonny told her that the kid ain't a bad kid, and that's a lot coming from Sonny. That means a lot coming from that fool. He know bad when he see bad. Hell, he won himself. Shit, Carly need to get a damn life. Seriously. Old ass woman ain't got nothing to do but to button everybody else's business. She's like one of them little old busybodies. Like, back the hell off. Seriously. I mean, shit, I agree with Carly and Bobby. I don't think Michael should be with Nell. But back off and let them break up on their own. If you try to interfere, you're not doing nothing but making it worse, and that's the more you're gonna push him towards her and alienate him from you, dummy. Hell, haven't they learned a lesson? Didn't they do this shit time and time again? Like, butt out. Damn. Get you some business. Um. Anyway, I think that's everything in this episode. This was a pretty, good episode minus the nuisances. But anyway, let me know what you all think in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll holler at you later. Peace.